Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and it's down to the last 2 weeks of the NFL season. Oh, man, the worst time of the year for me. I need more football. But hey, we got two leagues that's going to keep going even when the NFL stops. So it's a beautiful thing. I got to jump into all these new leagues that's coming back, XFL and the other Arena League. Uh, got a crazy show for you. My co-host is not here this week. He's in the wonderful, wonderful place of Carolina, as we said last week. As you can see, let me give you a full view of the studio. Yes, yes, yes. We still have his hat. Waiting on him to return. Um, I have some winners to announce this week for our NFL card giveaway. Well, well, well. Let's see. Mr. Shant came in number one with 43 wins in the 4 weeks, and Jay Wizzle up second with 42, and me up third with 40, and Mr. Rubain with 39. Ain't that something? 39, 40, 42, 43. Congratulations, guys. Shant, you in line for that $50 NFL gift card, and Jay Wizzle won again, and it's close. It's close coming up to these last couple of weeks. Get your picks in. Make sure you get them in on time before 5 o'clock tomorrow, or by 5 because the game starts about 5:15. But it's been something. It's been something. Um, my co-host should be calling in pretty soon, but before he calls in, let me do this Cali Cat Pack report. Oh man, Cali Cat Pack, Panther Nation, Roaring Riot, Cali Cat Pack. We are here. We are here. Like I told you, keep pounding and let's do this. Uh, what more can I say? No matter what happens next year, we want to see Mr. Wilkes as our head coach. So this message goes out not only to Panther Nation, Cali Cat Pack, and Roaring Riot, but to our owner, sir. Sincerely, we need Mr. Wilkes as our head coach. He's clearly shown a winning attitude, and all the players respect him. And they want to play for him. It's been a long time since in Carolina that we've had that type of dedication from players, and it's reciprocated through the coach. This is the only coach that we've had that I agree with, that I'm liking. He hasn't done anything to make me sway from wanting him as our leader. Cali Cat Pack, Roaring Riot. We go into play Tampa Bay. It's time to do what we did the first time. It's time to hand them that L so we can get our papers. Keep pounding. We need that running game. Keep pounding. We need that running game. Keep pounding. Y'all know what it is. And that's my Cali Cat Pack report. Not much, but let's stay strong. Let's stay strong. And if we make it, I want to go to Carolina. I want to go to Carolina and see this game in the playoffs. I think we all should get together and let's put together a package where we all go. But we'll talk about that later. Uh-oh. Hello, how are you doing? This is the Blow the Whistle.
Hey, Steve here on the phone. Nothing could be finer than to be in Carolina.
In the morning. There you go, sir.
In the morning. Morning, afternoon, and evening. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. We miss you here in the studio.
Well, I'm enjoying my time in Carolina, but you know me, I'm looking forward to being back in beautiful California. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. What's the weather like down there?
It was almost 6 degrees today, so it's a beautiful time, folks. Spring-like.
No snow?
Lovely. So no complaints. Beautiful sunny weather, and I heard the County Cat Pad report, and basically everything I heard down here is pretty much what you said. Everybody is looking forward to expecting Steve Wilkes to be the next head coach.
Man,
unless something horrible happens.
I don't see anything. Win, lose, or draw, we still want him next season.
Exactly, and it's like all the players want him. The attitude sounds like things are looking up. So I'm looking forward to seeing him as the next head coach of the Carolina Panthers.
But there's no snow. There's no snow on the ground out there.
What's that again?
There's no snow on the ground out there.
No snow at all. No. It's beautiful. Beautiful weather. No snow. Like I said, when I came in Sunday morning, but it was in the 20s, and so I mean it was cold, but it's going to be a nice, beautiful rest of the week. I think a little bit of rain coming, but otherwise, good to be in Carolina. I think spirits are high, and people are feeling like there might be a big upset this week. A lot of people are feeling.
Well, I won't say an upset. You know, last time we played them was 20-3. I can't say upset.
Yeah, but I mean, the attitude, of course, is that you got Tom Brady versus Sam Darnold. So you're gonna on the road. It's gonna be an upset that you win the game. But I like I said, I think they can win.
Yes.
I got them winning, so but we'll see.
Let me give a shout out to Charlie Beer with Steeler Nation. You know, he asked when we're gonna have him on the show. Hey, man, you can always call in. The phone line works perfectly. When we open them, just call in, sir. But this week we got Steve on the phone, so he's gonna do his like he's here with me from Carolina. See, I like that. He's in Carolina. We're doing the show from Carolina. I plan on going to Carolina. Hey, it's all good. Let's get into this news, Steve.
Let's do it. Let's get started.
Well, Denver, your head coach has been fired. Nathaniel Hackett.
I did call for him to get fired many weeks ago, so I mean, it's better late than never, I guess, is all I'm going to say.
Well, Russell Wilson came out and said, I wish I could have played better for you.
Yeah, but what's he going to say? I mean, that.
So is he admitting it's his fault?
Yeah, but a lot of times these firings, the sound is golden. I mean, other than Russell Wilson coming out giving kind of a generic statement,
right?
Nobody else is really crying in Denver about the coach being fired. So I think that pretty much speaks for where people feel he needed to go. He lost the locker room. That was an embarrassment last week against the Rams. I mean, you got the guy running around like a madman, punching players after the game. I mean, at that point, I mean, it's gone. I mean, did you watch the interview with Mayfield where like the fight texted in the middle of the interview?
He had to protect the reporter as they were pushing and shoving.
Push it back out of the way to the fight. I mean, that's just it's he had to go at that point. I mean, at that point there was no way he can come back to the team. So we'll see now Russell Wilson is on him now.
Yeah, but you know what? Speaking of quarterbacks, I got to go down to the Raiders. Derek Carr being benched.
Well, not just Derek Carr being benched, but Derek Carr pretty much gone from the team. The report came out today that it was a mutual decision where he's not even going to suit up. He is going to be non-injury designation the rest of the season, so he won't be a quote-unquote distraction.
Wow.
So when you do that move, that pretty much says you're out of town. With the organization no longer needs you anymore.
He has plenty places he can go. He has plenty places he can go.
No question. No, I mean, he needs to go. I mean, at this point in his career, he needs to go somewhere else and show that he's worthy of being a top-notch quarterback because they've given every chance with the Raiders, and it just hasn't worked out for him.
Well, you know what? So, hey, anybody can say what they want to say. Not a Raider fan, but I'm a fan of Carr. I know he's made mistakes, and last week was a mistake game. As QBs will have a mistake game. But how many coaches has he been through in the last 4 or 5 years? It's crazy. It's crazy to blame this on this man. Now, I want to point out a couple things. The week before when they played New England, they had a very balanced game. And Josh Jacobs ran the ball 22 times for 93 yards, averaging 4.2 yards a carry. And then they played Pittsburgh, which, Pittsburgh, they on a downward spiral. I won't say downward spiral. They're rebuilding and they're getting their team better. And it looks like they're going to turn into something. Pickett's looking out there, looking outstanding out there. And he can't do anything but get better. But this week, when he played the Pittsburgh Steelers, they ran the ball 15 times, Steve.
Well, you know my feel on that. You know how I feel. These coaches who throw the ball too much and don't depend on their running game, especially when you got a good running back like Josh Jacobs.
A top 5 running back this season. Looking for a contract, looking for a solid contract. They still haven't signed him. So it's up in the air with him also over there in the Raiders.
Well, I think he's pretty much out the door too. So I mean, he needs to go.
Oh,
so I'm with you. I need to just clean house and just start all over again.
Hey, somebody will give him a nice. He's out of his rookie. This is fifth year.
Yeah.
So
if I was him, I would definitely be pushing it. Go somewhere else because, like you say, he's not being used right, and
not at all.
Go somewhere where you can win.
Buffalo.
Oh man,
Buffalo! You need to go get Josh Jacobs. The Raiders are tripping. They must have somebody else in the pocket or somebody they're looking at in the draft.
I agree. I'm all for that move. Josh Jacobs to Buffalo. Let's do it.
I believe the Raiders coach should be out of there, but we're not going to stick on.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his at all. I mean, when he did that stunt with the, I think it was what team was it? But he got hired. I think it was the Colts. He got hired, and then the next week he said, "Nah, I'm cool. I'll go back to New England." And so, when you're that type of a coach that you're going to agree to get hired to a team, do the press conference, and the next week back out, I got no respect for you. So.
Yes. Oh, while we're talking, please like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend and hit that like button and tell us what you want us to talk about. And your opinion is welcome. We love discussing anything with you guys. But let's keep on with this news, Steve. Aaron Rodgers, your best friend.
Well,
he was missing in practice.
Aaron Rodgers, what can I tell you? I mean, it just shows you now how he's playing now. It just shows the beginning of the year, he was just all about a lot of just messing around because, how are you now going to all of a sudden become the Aaron Rodgers of old somewhat when the beginning of the season you look like a whole different guy. And so
looked like he didn't want to play.
He didn't want to play. Now all of a sudden, I guess it's December. Oh, maybe I should start playing now. Come on.
A little bit too late.
Yeah. I kind of hope they do make the playoffs, just so he can lose again in the first round, and I can have fun on the show with you again, rubbing it in. So, I actually kind of want him to make the playoffs over the Commanders.
Yeah, I think that would be something else if they were to make it. When he's alienated his wide receivers, talked about them twice this season. They pulled him aside and told him, "Come on, man. If you have a problem with us, talk to us face to face." And he still outed Watson last week, and that's why I believe Watson sat out. Watson was on the side of the field looking like he was just fine, could have played.
Yeah. Teams in turmoil. I mean, there's no question that though they're winning games, I think there's still a lot of healing that needs to take place. So,
what do you think Green Bay needs to do?
Yeah, but since we're tying into that Packer game, Tua.
But before, what do you think Green Bay needs to do?
What do you mean with Rodgers?
Yep.
What can he do? I mean, they're handcuffed.
Why are they handcuffed? Trade him.
Who's going to take that contract?
Man, the Texans. Who else will take that contract? A lot of people will take. A lot of people would take Aaron Rodgers, sir. A lot of people.
Here's the question. Let's come up. Let me rephrase that. Who is he going to be willing to play for with that contract?
Does he have a no trade clause?
There's between who would take the contract and who would be willing to play for the contract.
You'd be able to get a lot of pieces for Aaron Rodgers, sir.
He's not going to the Texans. That's not even a thought in the process that he's going to agree to a trade to the Texans. So that's not even.
I bet you the Raiders would take Aaron Rodgers.
Well, the Raiders could take, but then the question is going to be.
Then he'll be back with Devontae Adams.
I mean, you got to see where his mind is, first of all. Does he want to go to another organization that's not going anywhere?
Well, I guess the first thing would be who does he have a no trades clause?
Right. Does he have a no trade clause? I mean, and even if he doesn't have a no trade clause, he's already shown that he will threaten the retirement if it's convenient for him. So he's going to sit there, and if you trade someplace he doesn't want to go, first thing he's going to do is sit there and say is, "Well, I'm going to retire. I'm going to try to be on jeopardy."
Well, it's clearly that he don't want to be in Green Bay. He's not excited about being in Green Bay. And he looks like a worker that's forced to be there.
But he's going to look at probably like at the most 3 or 4 teams that he consider going to. He's not somebody who's going to just be able to go anywhere and just say, "Oh, I'll go to any organization." I heard rumors of Commanders. I don't see that happening.
It's a lot of teams that will pick him up. But moving on to what you were talking about, Tua.
Play there, right? He wants to go to a place where he can get Super Bowl immediately. I mean, he's no spring chicken.
Well,
he's not going to go somewhere he needs a 3 or 4 year project. He wants to go somewhere where they could be in next year Super Bowl.
Well, Green Bay is not there. It's not that place. So I'm pretty sure he would look someplace else.
Right. I mean, I agree with you about saying how many organizations out there who need a quarterback.
A bunch of them. Well, let's move on from him to Tua. Go ahead and say what you're about to say about Tua.
Well, Tua just once again concussion protocol. He's definitely out for this game, and it's going to be a hard sell to get him back on the field this season.
Wow.
I mean, they should make the playoffs, but who's going to want to put him out there? And face the risk of he gets a fourth concussion in the playoffs. Oh my God! I mean, that'll really be a nightmare for the Dolphins.
That's something else for the kind of contract that they sign these rookies to. That 4-year and the 5th-year option. He's waiting for his paycheck.
Yeah, he's waiting for his paycheck. But I mean, they got a very serviceable backup in Teddy Bridgewater. We know what Teddy can do.
And honestly, that's a huge fit for Aaron Rodgers. For him to get over there with a Tyreek Hill and a Waddle. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, Miami could definitely be one of those that, I mean, if they would be willing to throw in Tua and a couple other pieces, that could happen.
He has the arm to get it to Tyreek on time.
Yeah.
He has this. Well, Miami is dangerous with a quarterback. Everybody better watch out. If Miami gets a quarterback that can actually get the ball on time to Tyreek, where he doesn't have to wait and slow down for the ball, and Waddle, where they catch the ball in stride, Miami looks unbeatable.
Yeah. I mean, well, don't forget, you're in the same division as the tugboats. What we call it, the tugboat, or what's your nickname for the Bills?
Oh, you talking about the machine?
The machine.
The steamboat?
The steamboat, yeah, the steamboat. You think Aaron Rodgers and Miami could overtake the Bills in that division?
If Miami had Aaron Rodgers, yes.
Ooh, all right with that. That's
yes.
Look forward
undoubtedly,
to
yes.
You take Aaron Rodgers in Miami over Josh Allen in Buffalo?
You said Josh Allen in Buffalo. That'd be Josh Allen and Diggs.
Yeah.
Who's the second wide receiver?
They got Gabe Davis.
Exactly. Exactly. Knox. You're talking about well, that's no comparison to Waddle and the Tyreek Hill. It's no comparison. And the running game Well, because if they don't get Josh Jacobs over there in Buffalo, their running game is okay. It's okay. You add a Josh Jacobs, now they're upgraded on both ends of the ball.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Josh Jacobs to the Bills. It looks like it to me could be a done deal, but I don't know about Aaron Rodgers over Josh Allen at this point. Maybe 2010 Aaron Rodgers, but 2000 from what I see in 2022, I still have to go with Allen. But that'd be interesting to see. I mean, that would definitely be a move. But as far as Tua goes, once again, we just wish him good health. Hopefully they will listen to the doctors and do the right things. It's not worth a season for his health long term. So
it's not worth his health. What good is the money if you're not going to have fun spending it?
No, I agree. I agree with you 100%. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
It's a few more news moves, but you know what? We got a little ahead of ourselves. What's going on in the NBA, Steve?
Oh, let's talk about the NBA. Well, as I told you guys earlier in the season, the NBA is kind of like for show until you get to the Christmas Day games. The Christmas Day is when the NBA season really takes place. You really kind of want to get an idea of where guys are. They start now playing primetime games and get an idea of the season. So let's go over real quick the standings to see where the teams are going into nearly the halfway point of the season. So in the Eastern Conference, right now we got the Celtics at 1, the Bucks at 2, and the Nets at 3, with the Cavaliers and Sixers very close on their heels. So those are clearly the top 5 teams in the Eastern Conference. And right now, Celtics look like the team to beat. I'm never going to count out Giannis. So him at number 2. But the Nets are the hottest team in the league right now on a 10-game winning streak. And maybe they finally got together with that package of Kyrie Irving, Durant, and now Ben Simmons. So interesting to see. But the Eastern Conference is pretty strong. We got a good solid 5 teams.
Well, let's get to the Western Conference, Steve. I know you talking about the Eastern Conference
I knew you're a West Coast guy. So
yes, sir.
Now, the Western Conference is interesting. You got the Nuggets 1, the Pelicans 2, the Grizzlies 3.
Right. And
then you got the Clippers and Suns. And I'll throw in the Mavericks 2 at 6. They're in the mix. They're all within a game of each other.
Right.
So this is interesting because I guess in the Western Conference it's not who's in the top 6, but who isn't in the top 6. So we got the Jazz and Warriors at 9 and 10, and we got the Lakers at number 13. So here are some teams that people thought going into the season were going to be strong contenders for the Western Conference title. And right now, the Warriors are basically holding on to a play-in game, and the Lakers are at least a good 3 games behind any chance for the playoffs. And so that's going to be the big story in the West is, can any of those teams make a move to get into playoff contention? And then, are the Pelicans and Grizzlies for real? Because, you got Zion Williamson. He's kind of like the poster child for the new generation of players. This guy who's like a whirlwind, big, strong, athletic, but just hasn't seemed to put it all together yet.
Right.
And then you got, for the Grizzlies, Ja Morant, who's also the poster child for the new generation of players who just can jump out of the gym, just looks like a Ferrari. He's like one of those, what's that super fancy car? You just take it out of the lot, it just looks beautiful and do it all. But the question is, can he take it to that next level? So that's going to be interesting. They've already got the little rivalry now going with the Warriors back and forth.
How many games are the Lakers out of it, man? How many games are the Lakers out of it?
There's 3 games from a playoff spot. I mean, to even get into the play-in game, there's 3 games out. So, I mean, they got their work cut out for them.
And the Warriors just hanging in there.
Them always is just help. Anthony Davis now is going to be out for close to another month.
Right.
I mean, they got no chance of doing anything as long as he's out. I mean, LeBron's trying to hold the ship on his own. I mean, it's, you know,
Anthony Davis is always out. He's always got an injury.
Well, that's as Charles Barkley called it. Charles Barkley called street clothes. Every time I see he's in street clothes. So I thought that was kind of mean burn, but yeah, I mean, his 10-year career, I think he's never played more than like 50 games. And so, yeah, it's a situation. So, are the Lakers going to, you know, be all in, or are they going to have to sell? That's going to be the big question. You know, at some point, they got to make a decision. We're paying way too much money to be in 13th place.
Exactly.
Are we going to clean house and sell everyone, or are we going to go ahead and commit to the season? And so they don't have. I mean, the only real trade assets they have are, of course, Westbrook. You could try it. I mean, of course, you could try and sell Davis off, but then you're not going to get value for him because of the injury. And
so are the Warriors solid at 10, or somebody on their heels trying to knock them out of 10?
Oh well, no, the Western Conference it can change, come and go. I mean, the Warriors still have a chance now. Right now, Curry's out, and so how long can they hold on? As long as he's, you know, still not playing, you feel that once they get back to full strength again, they can make a run and get back into the playoff mix. And so you can never count them out because they're capable of going on a 10-15 win streak. So the question is, once again, like again with the Lakers, do you want to try to make one last run, or do you want to just break it up now? Apparently, I guess Klay Thompson's already kind of put his voice in the ring of kind of filling other teams. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Well, it is what it is.
Things are just picking up now. The NBA now it's time we start actually watching NBA games and kind of getting a mode of, okay, who's doing what.
Right after Christmas Day.
Yeah, right after Christmas Day. That's when you kind of now another month and a half to the All-Star game. Now we can start watching the NBA games with interest. So before then, it's good, you know, it's entertaining, you can go watch or whatever, but when you get to about the halfway point, that's when the season really takes off. You know, it's not like in NFL where every game, every week means everything.
That's right. Well, let's get to
NBA, you kind of take nights off. They don't play 100% every night.
Well, you know, we have to get to the next sport that's winding down, that's getting to them bowl games, which is college football.
Yeah, we got I'm going to be honest with you. This has been probably the most mediocre college bowl season that I can recall. And since I've been watching college games, and that goes back 40 years.
Right.
There hasn't really been any games yet at this point that's really got me excited or even really been super, super interesting. I guess the new thing now is that now with this whole NIL deal stuff and you get a lot of top players not playing in the bowl games because they don't want to risk their chances going into the draft.
Right.
That's kind of like the big story in college football this year is the whole NIL thing. Of course, everybody knows about the whole Deion Sanders thing and what he's done with Colorado and for the black colleges.
A lot of people are mad at him over that.
Yeah, it's a mixed feeling. You can't be. I mean, Deion Sanders is Deion Sanders. He of course, is going to be about him. It will always be
as he should be. He should always be about him.
I mean, that's who he is. I mean, you can't be mad at somebody for being who they are. And Deion Sanders, I mean, this is a man who's talking about all about the money. I mean, people not remember he made a whole music video. It's all about the money back in the day.
Yes.
I mean, that is Deion Sanders. He sells himself. So first opportunity goes to a top, you know, Power 5 school. He's going to take
but he said he was going to do that when he went there.
Yeah, he made it clear that I'm here to help bolster the historical black colleges, but this is just a starting point. This is not my end point. I'm going to go there, do what I can to help them. He got them to a perfect record going to the bowl game.
He did what he did. He went there. He changed the program. He gave them a winning standpoint. And he's moved on Time to make his money for his family.
Exactly.
But
and when he went there, he made it clear that he's taking his luggage with him. And of course he did. He took his son, the quarterback, and he took the top player, the wide receiver / defensive back, Travis Hunter. He took him as well with him to Colorado. So
right.
Let's see how Colorado competes against the USCs of the world next year.
Yes. But enough with Colorado. What about these bowl games? Let's down to the nitty gritty.
Get to the game. Well, we got. I think I said there's only really 2 games that really matter, and those are the 2 playoff games. So we're gonna start first. Let's start with the Michigan TCU game.
Michigan TCU.
Yeah, Michigan's number 2, TCU's number 3.
Who
do you have? Let's tell me who would you take first?
You know what? I'm gonna go with TCU for the upset.
Okay, you got TCU the upset. Well, they got the star quarterback, Duggan.
Yes, sir.
Who's tough as nails. So I can see it happening, but
upset.
I would have Michigan all the way if they had that running back, Corman, who was just a beast. Blake Thorin, who was just all year long. He, of course, took his knee out.
Right.
So he's not going to play. So, but I still think Michigan has just enough on defense to pull it out. Should be a competitive game, but I got Michigan in a close one.
Okay. And the next game?
Now we got Georgia, Ohio State.
Georgia and Ohio.
Yes. And so Georgia's number 1, Ohio State's number 4.
But you never told me who you had, Michigan or TCU.
Oh, no. I got Michigan in a close one. As I said Michigan's defense just enough to get by. I got them in a close one.
That's the safe pick, but I'm taking TCU for the upset.
Yeah, you got the upset, and I'm going with the safe buy. I think Michigan's defense is just enough to get by. Right.
And then we got Georgia and Ohio. I'm going to go with Georgia.
Georgia, Ohio State. Yes, Georgia has been the dominant number 1 team all year. Ohio State kind of backed their way in, due to some losses, doing some championship games. And so Ohio State, their top player, their top wide receiver, who had been injured but could have come back to play, he decided he's going to take his talent to the NFL and not play in the game.
Yes, sir.
They would have had him. I would have given Ohio State a chance. But without him, you still got C.J. Stroud. I guess it's not a complete upset, but I got Georgia all the way.
Okay, so you're taking Michigan. I'm taking TCU. And in the Georgia-Ohio game, we're both with Georgia.
Yeah, I got Georgia, Michigan. I think it's going to be a great championship game. I'll give my prediction on that next week because I don't want to get ahead of myself. But I will be back in the studio next Wednesday where we're going to focus on last week of the NFL season and then focus on the NCAA championship game.
Man, it's a sad time for me. Just like when I did the announcement when I came on.
We're getting down to the last week of the season.
2 weeks left, Steve.
Yeah, I know. But we got to get into these picks because this is a huge week in the NFL as far as playoff seedings go because we actually got some games where playoff positions can be locked in.
Yes, sir.
So,
we have to mention Derrick Henry is doubtful.
Let's get to that first game then because we got tomorrow night Cowboys at the Titans.
Boom, 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 boom. You know what?
Now, do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Go ahead and go first.
This is the lock of the week.
Lock, stock, and barrel?
Lock, stock, and barrel. This might be the lock, stock, and barrel of the last 4 or 5 seasons. You got a Tennessee team that, whether they win or lose, makes no difference to them.
Right.
Because next week's game against Jacksonville will decide the AFC South.
Yes, sir.
There's absolutely no incentive for Tennessee to win. Tennessee already has 8 guys that guarantee are out. And as Pat Hayes mentioned a minute ago, right now they got Henry as doubtful. But even if he does play, they probably told him, "Look, dude, don't even risk getting a hit. Just go down. We're gonna give you a couple rushes, maybe get you some yards. We're not trying to win this game." The Cowboys have to win. I mean, have to win.
So it's unanimous. Both of us has taken the Cowboys.
Absolutely. I mean, this is if you got extra money, take the Cowboys with the over, with the points. Take the spread.
What is the over in that game? Do you know?
It's a good question. Let's look it up and see, because right now it got to be double digits, I would imagine.
Would you say like 41, 42?
Let's see what's over. That's a great question to see the over unders on this game.
I'm saying 41 to 43, somewhere around in there.
Yeah, I would think Cowboys are going to run the score up. That's my prediction.
They do like to do that.
Over, and I'm looking at the over with. So right now the over under that game is 39.5, which is low.
39. Ooh.
Take 2.5-point favorites with a 39.5 spread.
I would take the Cowboys. I'm not going to take the over because I don't think the Titans are going to be doing too much scoring, because Tannehill was sat down, and I don't know what type of system they're planning on running with that rookie quarterback.
Well, yeah, okay. Do you want to go with the under then?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell anybody to take the under or the over in that game. Just take the Cowboys to win.
All right, but I'm taking the Cowboys to win. I'm taking the spread, and I'm taking the over, because I think the Cowboys are going to run the score up. Because I think they want to send a message going into Philadelphia that last week of the season. I'm trying to change that. They're going to the Commanders last game of the season.
Yeah.
So they're going to be looking to run this game up. So Cowboys over spread.
All right.
So that's all right. So we got the Cowboys. Now let's get into
Cardinals, Falcons.
Cardinals and the Falcons.
A coin flip game
for both teams. Cardinals are in disarray.
Falcons are.
I got the Falcons at home. I got the Falcons at home too. I'm gonna take the Falcons.
That's the only reason I would take the Falcons, because they're at home. That they have no identity right now. I don't even think they know what they're doing right now.
No.
Both these teams do not need to win. Why? Because they both need a high draft pick.
Right. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I got the Falcons.
Bears at the Lions. I'm taking the Falcons too. We both unanimous on that one. Bears at the Lions.
Bears at the Lions. Oh.
3-12 Bears
Lions.
and 7-8 Lions.
Yeah, the Lions was such a letdown last week.
Not for me. Not for me.
Well, not for you. But
Cali Cat Pack, Roar Riot, Panther Nation, stand up. It wasn't no letdown. It is what it is, Steve.
I picked the Lions. I thought the Lions were going to go out and actually act like they wanted to be a playoff team this year.
See, that's why you're doing so bad in your picks.
Yeah, unfortunately, history once again shows itself. Just when you think the Lions are ready for prime time, they showed that
they were ready. They were ready. They just got beat, Steve. They were ready.
No,
they were ready. They just got beat, Steve.
That was an embarrassing defensive performance by them.
Hey,
when you know they run the ball and you just let them smash it down your throat like that.
Smash mouth football, Steve. You know what you know what Carolina? You know what we say? We say keep pounding. You know what that means? Run the ball down their throat, Steve. That's what we do. And we do it well.
I'm not no question at all. I give Carolina all the credit. They ran the ball down the Lions' throat. It was an ugly display of defense on the Lions' part. So I expect a bounce back this week. I think the Bears at this point are just playing for the draft.
Yeah, I don't know about a bounce back, but the Bears have nothing to play for but a draft pick.
Actually do have a meaningful game in January next week against the Packers if they win this game. So I'm taking the Lions, and I think the Lions will win convincingly.
Now, people who's betting, you're supposed to take the Cowboys and the Lions. Cowboys and the Lions. As we go, I'm going to point this out to you. Moving on to Jacksonville Jaguars and going down to the Texans. Now, this is a game that you shouldn't bet on. Why? because the Texans have been playing for some reason. I don't. Their defense. If all they need is an offense, that defense is nice over there.
Yeah. Jacksonville is like Detroit. It's one of those teams that you want to just start believing in, and then they just give you a dud. It's like Jacksonville. It's like, yeah, okay, they look like we're about ready to make that move. They're ready to become a contender, and then they just give out a complete dud. So this game is a tough one because once again, as I told you, as far as with the other games, it don't matter if Jacksonville wins or loses. The game next week against the Titans will decide the title.
Okay.
But I don't want to take the second. It's hard because
Steve, let me help you out for a second. You're putting too much on it. It's the end of the season. It's 2 games left. They have 2 games. They better understand and get that. They need their next franchise quarterback. Relax, Steve. Jacksonville all the way. I'm going to help you out, Steve. I'm going to help you out.
You think they're going to win?
Jacksonville, yes. They're going to win. The Texans,
right, well,
they're not going for no win in this game. It's 2 games left.
But the question is going to be, when you play your starters, if the game this week doesn't matter. If everything hinges on next week's game against the Titans, why would I start Etienne and the quarterback and that other guys and have a chance to get them hurt when this game don't matter anyway?
I totally get where you're coming from. So this is going to be a game that you shouldn't bet on because you see the points that me and Steve are making. This game is a meaningless game. Well, when we say meaningless, you must understand the players that are on the field are still auditioning for other teams. They're still going to be playing.
Yeah.
I'm still going to take Jacksonville in this game because the Titans don't want to get to pick 3. They want to make sure they have that number 1 spot sewn up in the draft.
Yeah. All right, so I'll go with the Jags. And if you say it that way, I'll go with the Jags too.
Yeah, I tried to help you out a long time ago. Broncos at the Chiefs. This is an easy one. Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is another one. Take Chiefs, take the over, take everything you want to take. That's not even going to be close.
What's up, Steve? James Johnson just tuned in on YouTube on our channel on YouTube. Please, people, go to YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. Get our subscriber count up. We doing this. He said Steve better pick the Niners or he don't know football.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's pressure now. Come on now, that's pressure.
Oh man. Now he threatening people. Okay.
That is pressure.
So you taking the Broncos or the Chiefs?
I was going to take the Niners anyway, but now I'm under pressure. You almost make me want to take the Raiders now, but let's get to it.
Broncos or the Chiefs? You didn't say who your team. Did you say Chiefs already?
Well, I said take the Chiefs all the way. I mean,
okay.
The only question is going to be how badly will the Broncos lose?
Dolphins at the Patriots. No Tua at the helm.
No Tua, but you got a very serviceable quarterback there. The Patriots. You don't know what Patriots team's going to show up.
See, my thing is the coach for the Dolphins. He's not that good to me. I know a couple of Dolphin fans and they like him, and I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't see it. But man, who's their quarterback against the Dolphins?
Who they going with? Well, Tua's out, so God, who is their quarterback?
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots. I'm taking the Patriots. They might run the ball more, but the Patriots have a more all around game without Tua being in there, and I don't expect the backup to come in there and be walking passes down to Tyreek and Waddle like I think it's going to be stagnant. I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah, now the Dolphins are starting Teddy Bridgewater. Bridgewater will be the quarterback for the Dolphins.
You said Bridgewater?
Yeah.
Teddy?
Good old Teddy. So,
wait a minute. Let's back it up. If Teddy's playing, I'm gonna take the Dolphins.
Okay.
I didn't know Teddy Bridgewater was over there.
Yeah, he's there with the Dolphins. So
I did not know that.
That's why I was saying it's a tough one because I like Teddy.
I do too.
And it's a meaningful game. I mean, Miami very much is in the playoff hunt.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
So,
I'm taking the Dolphins.
I'll take the Dolphins too. I'll go with them too.
Because with Teddy being in there, they'll use the run game like they should.
Right.
They're not going to just be trying to air the ball out.
I can go with that. I can live with it.
Colts at the Giants. Easy one.
The Giants.
Taking the Giants.
Yeah. I mean, the Colts are playing for nothing. The Giants pretty much have a playoff spot locked up if they win this game. So I expect them to play hard, play well. Giants.
Oh, so it's unanimous. Saints at the Eagles. Without their quarterback still, right?
I think they're trying to put Hurts back in there. I think it's kind of game time decision, as far as I'm understanding. But even if it's not a game time decision, let's talk about the Eagles for a second. Only because it's hurt me in fantasy. You know you're starting Gardner Minshew. Why not? You know what? Do you not focus on the run game? You're playing the Cowboys. You don't want to get into a shootout with the Cowboys in a meaningful game. You know you're going to get a backup quarterback in. Why are you going to throw the ball 35, 40 times?
It hurt me in fantasy too, man. It hurt me too.
In fantasy too. I mean, you know Gardner Minshew is not getting hurt. Run the ball with Sanders. Get the ball. Sanders, there's no excuse for Sanders not having the ball.
The last couple of weeks, Sanders has been on the bench looking at them play football, man, basically.
Yes. Sanders has been strong for them all year long. That should have been the one game. I would be upset if he had 25 rushes for 60 yards. At least you would have kept the game, shortened the game up, and kept it from being a shootout. There was no way you were going to beat the Cowboys in a high-scoring game. And that's exactly what happened.
James Johnson said, good job, Steve. You the man. I guess he said that when you said you already picked the 49ers.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they play the Raiders.
The Raiders without their quarterback.
Yeah, now without their quarterback, but tell the quarterback, we don't even need you to suit up for the game. You just stay at home.
Crazy.
So if something happens to the backup, you don't even have Derek Carr out there to even come in to help them. And so the quarterback is playing well. So they just don't season it.
Yeah. It's pretty much.
So the Niners is a guaranteed lock.
Yeah. So people, that's another game to bet on.
Lock.
We didn't give you Cowboys, Lions, 49ers, locks. Lock, stock, and barrel.
Lock, stock, and barrel. You take that three-teamer, you can put whatever you want to put on it, and you'll be very happy.
So me and Steve are unanimous on Philly. Now we're going to Carolina, going down there to Tampa Bay.
Ooh,
last time they came to Carolina, we pulled our belt out.
I'm calling this the game of the week because this is a win-it-in game.
It must not be the game of the week. They didn't flex it to the position. They flexed the Steelers and the Ravens to Sunday night. What is that? What sense does that make?
It makes no sense at all because whenever you have a win-it-in game, that should always be flexed. I was kind of confused by that one as well. The NFL is doing some weird stuff this year. I'm going to be honest with you. This has not been the best year for the NFL. I'm not sure what's going on with.
You said it there. Somebody had to say it.
Yeah, I mean, between we already talked about the fix. We already said that was questioning the officials, questioning whether or not it was rigged.
Right.
But if you got a Carolina Tampa game, which you know is a winning in game,
yeah,
that should always be flexed to the night game. There's no reason, and especially, the crazy part is that you have Tom Terrific, who was supposed to be that media darling, the one everybody loves.
Put too much on it.
That's even more reason why you would think they would flex that game in because
because it's Tom Brady.
Not playing well.
It's the NFL. It's the NFL's poster boy. You would think that it would be, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. It is because Tom Brady plays for big games, and
I mean that was just a common sense brainer that I'm going to make that the game we're going to flex in because of the Tom Brady factor. So this is going to be the game.
Who are you taking, Steve?
His last chance. If he decides to retire, it might be his last home game.
Who are you taking, Steve?
I've been going back and forth.
Back and forth.
As much as I don't want to do this, I believe it will. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers with the upset.
Oh! Did you hear that, Kelly Cat Pack, roaring riot, Panther Nation? Did you hear that? Did you hear it? Hey, Steve, we don't need you to jump on the bandwagon now. We don't need you to jump on the bandwagon now. Hey, Steve, I got your Christmas gift when you come back to the studio. I got your Christmas gift for you. Don't worry. We know you got it, and you in Carolina. We know you're a closet Carolina fan, man. We know it.
They got me pumped up here. The fan base teams that believe in them.
Yes, sir.
Tampa last week. I mean, it was the ugliest 20-3 win I've ever seen as far as just the offense goes.
It was an ugly game.
It just looked so inept offensively.
It was an ugly game, but
it was an ugly game. I just can't believe it. What I saw from the Carolina running game last week has me sold.
There you have it. We unanimous at Carolina. Also, people, we unanimous. Notice we still didn't tell you to bet on that game, but we're unanimous at Carolina.
Yeah,
Browns at Commanders.
Browns at the Commanders.
You know what? I was actually split on this game because my guy over there in Washington didn't do his thing last week, but he's due for a bad game, and I think he will recover. I'm going with the Commanders in this game.
Here's your problem, though. You're a guy. You mean Brett Favre without the arm? He may not be the starter.
What?
All the talk in Washington is that Carson Wentz will be starting that game.
I don't believe it.
Your coach, Ron Riverboat Rivera, has said that he just doesn't believe it. He just doesn't. He's like me. He just doesn't believe in Heineke.
Okay. With that being said, folks, if Heineke doesn't play, I'm moving on over to the Browns.
Okay, that's the question. Heineke apparently it's 50-50 if he's going to start. It's going to game time decision. So
once again, not a game to bet on. Not a game to bet on.
Not a game to bet on. I got the Browns as well just because, here's the news. This came out now. Off the press. Commanders will start Carson Wentz versus the Browns in Week 17.
There you have it.
Off the press. Ron Rivera has come out and stated Carson Wentz will start this week versus the Browns.
I am so happy he's not our coach anymore. I'm happy he's your coach. I am so happy he's your coach. Oh, man. So we've already picked the Steelers at the Raiders. Steelers, the San Francisco 49ers at the Raiders. And we're both unanimous on taking the 49ers. If Carr was playing, I would go with the Raiders. Just for the upset. Carr's not playing.
Don't forget, too, the Niners also are playing for playoff season, too. So the game is so meaningful for the Niners.
Right, but
so for that reason alone, the Niners are going to win.
One of the things why I like what Carr was playing is even when he makes mistakes, he wants to win. I like players that are accountable during the game, that get upset when they make mistakes, that have emotion for the game, like Carr. I like players like that. I don't like players that when the game is on the line and they're making mistakes and you see them out there smiling. Oh, that burns me up, man. That burns me up because that means you're like, I'm getting my paycheck. It is what it is. I like players that's emotionally involved. But with that being said, we're both taking the 49ers. We're moving on to the Jets and the Seahawks.
Jets, Seahawks, two disappointing teams right now. Who knows what that team's going to show up at this point?
Who knows what quarterback going to start?
Huh?
Who knows what quarterback is going to start?
Well, never know. Right now, Mike White's been cleared, so they're going to go ahead and go back to Mike White, who's the fan selection and also the player selection. So they might get a boost off of that. Geno Smith, God, I mean, did he go from the penthouse to the outhouse quick?
I still like Geno. Geno's okay.
I mean, he's Pro Bowl selection. I mean, he was everyone's darling the first half of the season.
There you have it.
Hasn't been quite the same since. So I'll take the Seahawks. I just got a feeling at home with a trophy man just going cross country.
I'm taking the Seahawks also.
All right. You ready, Vikings Packers?
Vikings Packers. I'm taking the Vikings.
I got the Vikings too.
I don't think the
even though I don't.
Green Bay doesn't have anything in the tank.
Well, Packers have to win. The Vikings don't have to win, but they need some momentum going to playoffs. I got the Vikings. But once again, please don't bet on this game.
Yeah, leave this one out of it.
Kirk Cousins, this is the one you definitely don't want to put no money. Don't put it into your pool. That could go either way. So yeah, I got the Vikings, but don't bet on it.
I won't say going either way, but I won't say bet on them because of the point.
Has to win.
Just because of the points. I don't care if he needs to win. He can need to win when you're embarrassing your wide receivers. I don't think it's going to happen against a team like the Vikings. Period.
I don't think so either. But like I said, I don't trust Kirk Cousins either. I mean, these are two teams that you don't know what team's going to show up.
True.
All right, so we got Rams, Chargers, Battle of LA. Your boy Baker Mayfield looking pretty good last week. Looking pretty good.
LA versus LA?
LA versus LA. Now keep in mind, we're making this bet. The Chargers have already got their playoff spot locked in. And they pretty much have no chance to win the division. So they know they're going to be playing on the road no matter what. So do you play your starters? Do you play your big guys?
I'm going with LA.
Yeah, I'm going with LA too.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take the Rams because the Rams are just playing with emotion right now. They have nothing to play for. They should be going for a draft pick, but Baker Mayfield is auditioning. That guy is trying to win this game. So this is a Super Bowl for Baker Mayfield, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got the rest. Like once again, I don't think the Chargers are going to play all their guys the whole game. I think they pretty much know they can't pass the Chiefs, and it's going to be a road playoff game no matter what. So, yeah, I got the Rams.
Steelers at the Ravens. A game that doesn't make sense to be on prime time.
The controversial game. I mean, I guess the NFL is looking at
the fan base.
Ravens is always a strong game, but
fan base.
Big Ben. I don't know.
I'm taking the Steelers. I like Kenny Pickett. I like Pickett to Pickett. Pickett to Pickett.
Yeah.
Pickett to Pickett to Pickett to Pickett.
All right. If you take the Steelers, I'll take the Ravens just because I think the emotions of last week, the Steelers gave all their heart out in that later game. We're going to have a letdown this week. I got the Ravens.
All right. Last pick, Bills at the Bengals.
Ooh. Potential AFC Championship game preview.
Bills at the Bengals.
Bills at the Bengals. Who we got here? God.
I'm taking the Bills, Steve. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Well, I know you're taking the Bills, but I'm actually putting some thought into this. The game's in Cincinnati, but the Bills need to win or to have any chance for that number 1 seed. But they might already know going into the game, if the Chiefs already won, that they might have a chance for number 1 seed. I'm going to go with the Bengals. Just for the sake of it. I'm going to Bengals. Bengals are upset.
Hey, well, That was nice of you, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I did Bengals.
It should be a good game. It should be a very good game.
Because I think if the Chiefs win, I think they already lock in the number 1 seed. Did the Chiefs beat the Bills this year?
You said what?
Who won that Chiefs-Bills game? I gotta remember.
I had to go back on that one.
Bills game early in the season because I know they played each other, and I could have swore the Chiefs beat them.
What's up, Derek? Keep pounding, sir. That's right, sir. Stand strong. Keep pounding. James Johnson said he put 100 on the Niner game.
Yeah, well, you should. You should. Listen to me. If the Raiders win that game, then we know the NFL stinks. Because there's no reason whatsoever for them to win that game.
None.
And Niners have every reason to win.
So they're going to play their best game.
So if that game they lose, then we know something's wrong.
Okay, recap. Pick 1, Cowboys. Pick 2, Lions. Pick 3, 49ers. Put a pick 3. You know what? I think I'm gonna put a couple hundred on this one, Steve.
Yeah. That's as safe as you can get.
Pick 3.
Pick 3. A pick 3 is safe. Pick 3. That should give you at least a good couple thousand. So that should do you well.
Well, Steve, I can't wait to get you back in the studio, man.
I can't wait to get back there next week. Next week is gonna be the big one because it's gonna be the final week of the season.
Final week of the season.
Now start talking playoff seedings.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to get back there. We got talk about since I'm out here in Carolina, any kind of goodies I can bring back there for you. But yeah, great job this week, and you guys enjoyed these games. Yeah, please watch the college football playoffs.
Yes, sir.
You only got 2 more years. They go to the 12-game system when they go 12 teams. I'm excited to have a trophy playoff in college football. I think that's gonna be beautiful. So it's gonna be a good week of football.
James Johnson said, "Good job, Steve." And
no, come on now. Look, the Niners put a beat down on the Commanders. I mean, a beat down on the Commanders last week. I mean, that game was ugly. I mean,
it got ugly. It really got ugly. It did.
I mean, it was literally the case. It was like the old days. Let's all meet the quarterback.
Lamont Mahilia stuck in there and said, "Fly, Eagles, fly. We still in the Super Bowl favorites out of the NFC." Yeah, Lamont. Yeah.
I still got the Eagles out of the NFC. I'm just disappointed. I don't understand coaching. I've been having this argument all year on this about coaching.
Tell them about the Eagles.
You know that your quarterback is out. You know you have a strong running game and defense. Why are you passing the ball? Give the ball to Sanders and to Gainwell. And if you have passes, make short, distinct passes. They got Gardner Minshew throwing 40, 50 yards down the field. Why are you making that call? I mean, what are you doing?
What are you guys doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Hey, but you know what I say?
I mean, and here's the killer part. They got the strip sack fumble for the touchdown at the very first beginning of the game.
Right.
So they were up 10-0. At that point, you got to go and slow the game down because you got a 10-point lead. Run the ball, control the clock, and shorten the game. They go out and start doing 3 and outs and let the Cowboys get right back in the game.
So now you see a chink in the armor, right? You see the chink in the armor, right?
I mean, I don't agree with you as far as them being fool's gold, but coaching is definitely an issue. You
can call it what you want to call it. Let's wait to get down to the nitty gritty. Let's see when the Eagles get that first round bye and then they play their first team. I want to see what team they have to play, and if it's a true team, or we're gonna have something to talk about on that show. But people,
right now they play the Niners. Yeah, I mean, I might take the Niners over the Eagles. I mean, I know it's controversial, but the Eagles, I mean, at least with the Niners, I know what they're going to be doing. They're going to be running the ball and playing defense. So
Lamar
the
said
Eagles haven't
true,
shown me yet.
but he believes in Minshew magic. What happened to the
I mean,
magic? What happened to the magic?
And I'm not a Gardner Minshew hater. I just think it's unfair for him to set him up like that and let the Wolves attack him like that. When this guy has played all year long, and you're gonna put him out there in his first game and let that Dallas defense just beat him up like that.
Well, next week we're gonna open up the phone lines, and we want James Johnson and Lamont Mahalia to call in. Next week the phone lines will be open because Steve will be back in his chair right here next to me where we argue this stuff out.
I look forward to hearing from you guys next week. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So I'm excited to talk about this. Now we're going to be talking playoffs next week for sure.
And from us, from Blow the Whistle Sports, me and Steve, thank you guys for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend. And happy holidays.
Don't forget, you got to get the guys a Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be Happy New Year's.
I was coming with the happy holidays and the Happy New Year's to everybody.
All right.
We'll see y'all next week. Same time. Wednesday at 7 Pacific time.
I got peace.
Peace out, peoples.